Shalom, I'm Eddie Chumney of Hebraic Heritage Ministries, and I'm excited today to tell you about a very special book that has just been written by Dr. Miles Jones along with his associate Patrick McGuire. And the book here is entitled The Unveiled, and rediscovering the Zadokite covenant of the first 3,000 Jewish believers in Yeshua as the Messiah, as recorded in Acts chapter 2. So if you want to have a deeper understanding of who these Jews are and the roots of your faith in Yeshua as the Messiah, I would highly recommend that you read and study this book.
Every word, breathing with holy fire. In the script of your promise, I see the face of your son. Living roots, bringing your law and your love. Living roots, drawing us closer to your love.
All right, now we're starting with part 3 of our investigation of what's in the book, The Unveiled. What are the clues that we've been following to find out who were these 3,000 that responded to Peter's message in Acts 2? Well, the calendar clue that solved the mystery. That is why the Zadokite remnant was in Jerusalem the right day for Acts 2. One of the cleanest clues in the whole investigation is something most people overlook, and that is the calendar. Which calendar were they following? Well, the Essenes and their Zadokite ancestors used a precise 364-day solar calendar rooted in Genesis 1:14 and preserved in the book of Enoch and Jubilees. Every feast has a fixed day. Shavuot always landed on the same Sunday, the 14th of the third month. They had been counting the Omer at the same way for generations, preparing for the exact day the Spirit would be poured out. The Pharisees had switched to a shifting lunar calendar, and that was influenced by their time in Babylon and the Greeks. The Sadducees, well, they had their own method. So on the day described in Acts 2, when the day of Pentecost was fully come, multiple groups were celebrating Shavuot on different dates. Only the Zadokite-aligned Essenes were in Jerusalem at the right moment, in the right spiritual posture, expecting both water baptism and the Holy Spirit. That's why 3,000 responded, while thousands others didn't even realize what was going on. The Damascus document and the Qumran Calendrical text lay this out clearly. Now, this is in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Those who went astray from God's calendar had corrupted the appointed times. And that was the main bone of contention here for the Zadokites and those following their covenant and their expectations and their prophecies, and the Pharisees and the Sadducees of the time. They were called the Devout ones, these Zadokite followers, because they were going after the pure Torah observance. The Zadokite remnant refused to compromise. For the complete side-by-side calendar breakdown, the scroll references that prove the point and why this still matters for how we count the feast today, The Unveiled has the full evidence mapped out. So pick up your copy. Either you can do it online at www.livingroots.tv, or you can order this as an ebook and get it right away, or you can get your nice print copy like this. I'll see you next week for part 4.
Living roots, drawing us closer to your love.
Who were the first 3,000 to receive the outpouring of the Holy Spirit on Shavuot in Jerusalem in the first century? We are going to tell you all about it in the book, Unveiled, the rediscovery of the Zadokite covenant of the first 3,000. This is a story whose history takes us all the way back to Sinai, from Aaron and his eternal priesthood established by God, down to Zadok, the chief priest who built the first temple, down to the first 3,000. This is a critical period of history. It's even called the 4 centuries of silence. We're the missing pages of history, and you're going to find out all about them in the book, The Unveiled, the Zadokite Covenant. Where did these 3,000 come from? Where did our modern Christian beliefs come from? They came from the same place, from the first 3,000, the early Christians, the Hebraic roots of our faith. It was a messianic affair, and the secrets of it are in this book, The Unveiled, the Zadokite covenant of the first 3,000. Heretofore totally mysterious, missing page of history that we're now going to open for you in the book, Unveiled, rediscovering the Zadokite covenant of the first 3,000.
We now have John 1:1-4, not only translated from the Hebrew manuscripts, which you're going to find very exciting, but we also have it in music. Because when you sing, something happens that is more than just reading. You're saying it out loud and you sing it. So we have a special offer right now for you, that you can get this passage from the Hebrew John and the full song absolutely free. We want to give that to you as our gift. So please go to livingroots.tv and sign up. Absolutely free. We want you to share it with your friends. Because why? Because this is probably one of the most exciting passages in all of the Gospels. Because it sets up the Gospels, and it starts from the very beginning.
In the beginning was the Word, the divine utterance, the Son of the Elohim, and the Word was with the Elohim. And the Son was the fullness of Elohim, and Elohim was the Word. Behold this one, he was in the beginning beside Elohim. For this purpose all things were created by his hands, and through him came everything into being. Not even one thing that has been created was made without him. Apart from
That's right. Now go to livingroot.tv. That's livingroot.tv and sign up right now.